how to start sword fighting if you are older and have never done it before. So I'm not going to be talking necessarily about where to find swords. You can find those online, but you don't even need a sword. You can take a stick or something like that. Your biggest problem is what are you going to do with your stick or sword if you choose to buy one. So how sword fighting goes is that you will first learn the basic techniques, but what are the basic techniques depends on the style you will be practicing. So what I don't recommend is that you invent your own style without any understanding of anything. And this is, of course, even if you are young, the same information, but especially if you're older. So I recommend that go online, go to YouTube, find somebody who teaches this if you can find somebody there, and have a look what they are doing. But you want to look for beginner information. You don't want to look for tournaments necessarily. You want to find the basic techniques. Unfortunately, there is not too much material, so somebody might be showing something, but it's only a small piece of the bigger thing, and you will have hard time understanding how to actually practice. So what you're looking for is practice basics. There are some videos here on my channel I could point out that can help you to get started with the basic stepping and basic striking, because sword fighting is only that, moving from one strike to another, and strikes can be, of course, parries and many other things, but basically are just moving the sword in a certain path and then combining that with stepping. So you're practicing this full body style of thing, meaning that every muscle in your body will be in use. Now swords are quite light, but what you want to check out first, so once you have those basic techniques, let's say using the cross strike and simple stepping, you want to start doing that and see how your body will react, and this you can do alone. You don't need to have a teacher or anything. Things to look out for are especially your wrists, knees, maybe hips, elbows, shoulders, so joints. So if you haven't done this before and you are, I don't know, sedentary maybe, or maybe not so sport-like, and even if you are, the problem here is that you will need to teach your joints to take the stress they are starting to experience. And this will take a piece of wall over there. So we are in the Iron Age fortress in Finland, Rapola. So you have to teach your joints, and this will take quite a bit of time. And it's a good piece of time to think about that, learning the basic technique over there, and then all the while teaching your joints and seeing how those react. So if they flare up, you have some more things to do. Maybe not start with the sword or stick straight away, but to go to gym, and you have to get your tendons stronger, ligaments stronger first. Otherwise you will break yourself. I've seen this happen. And don't strike fast. Easy, easy, easy. So in this way you keep going for 2 months or even 3 months. Start really slowly and then speed up little by little. If some place starts to hurt, back off. Don't do so much. Do less, go slower. Pieces of wall here. Yeah, doesn't look like much, but it's the outer wall of this fortress. Okay, and you do this every day. So every day you will be practicing with your sword or stick little by little, and you're teaching your body. And now here comes the thing. So if after 2 or 3 months you still think that, okay, this is cool, I would like to do more, only then it's time to start looking into a group of people who do this for practice. I recommend it this way, because if you don't have the motivation practicing just by yourself, it's gonna be hard to practice in a group also, because this is not something you go into there once per week and then expect to improve a lot or not to get hurt. Your body will be needing constant practice. Every day you do a little thing. That's like if you want to learn sword fighting. If you want to learn sword dancing or sword whatever, then it doesn't matter. But if your aim is to become good enough to fight with the sword, this is the way it goes. Because the practice time is, if you have a teacher there in your local practice, they will maybe show you some new technique. You learn it there so that you memorize it, what it is, so that you can practice it at home. So then it becomes like home practice, which you do. And next time when you go into the practice where the teacher is, then you try to apply what you learned last week. And then maybe if you can do it, you will get a new thing to practice. But the main part of the practice is at home, unless you have a group which is practicing 3 or more times per week. I don't. So there you have it. Because if you only practice high speed once per week, if you're older, if you're not used to this thing, if they give you a heavy sword straight away, go full speed, it's very likely you will be injuring yourself. So I'm not recommending that, not at all. And then you quit. So it's much better to quit at home after 1 month or 2 months if you know that your body is never ever going to be able to take this, or you find that okay, this is not for me, I'm not going to be able to commit to this level of time to practice. It's much cheaper too, you don't have to pay the fee for the training group. That being said, if you don't want to do sword fighting, if you only want to do sword dancing or sword flow or this kind of small movement, maybe Tai Chi, like really slow, just to get some mobility, then it's a different thing. Then what you can do, you can go to some practice straight away, depending on what you want. For the medieval stuff, I don't think there is too much of the slow speed sequences available. Maybe I should do some, but it's more like you have to go and find some Chinese stuff, or what would it be? Maybe Tai Chi or Wudang sword, but you have to understand that what they're teaching you is a stylized version of sword fighting, more choreography. Even the movements are not exactly the same as the fighting techniques. So you need to make a choice that, do you want to learn the fighting techniques and do those slowly, which is fine, or do you want to learn this choreography style that maybe looks better to untrained eye but has almost nothing to do with the actual combat moves? So you have 2 options in there. You need to think about it, what do you want, and depending on what you want, you can then decide. But then it's not so critical physically, because there won't be high forces in play and your joints are not gonna suffer as much as if you aim to go to full sparring. So that's your other option. And I don't know, maybe at some point when I can't fight anymore, I might switch to this slow moving sword styles, solo practice, just alone. So at least it's a possibility. I'm thinking about it, not quite yet, but I would keep the mobility, I would keep the techniques. The only thing that would be that I'm going very slowly in order to not to damage my joints if they can't take the high speeds anymore. So It's still kind of like sword fighting, but the speed would be very, very low. So not really fighting speed anymore, but the techniques, those would be the same. So just saying that you have options here, what do you want? If you want to emulate the fighting moves, you can go fast, really fast to your fighting speed, up to your fighting speed. Do you want to go that path? Or do you want just to do the moves for longevity? Hard word for me. So more slowly, but still having the fighting moves. Those would be still sword fighting stuff. And the other things are then choreography, maybe a dance or something like that. So that's no longer fighting. So if you are older, to recap, start slowly, find the basic techniques. I recommend finding the fighting techniques, not the Chinese choreography stuff, and then practice those, see how your body reacts. If it's okay, speed up, speed up, speed up, and then find a group to practice with. You can of course go solo all the way if you want, if you don't want to fight, but it's easier if you have a group or a teacher. So this can be done in many different speeds, and you just have to find your own speed, high speed, low speed, or something in between. So age itself, it's not a restriction, and unless your body is so broken that you can't move, then it is. But that's maybe not just age related. Otherwise, this doesn't require super high mobility or anything like that. And we are going upright in the most cases. So slow or fast, but yes, you can start slowly and analyze what you are doing and then speed it up.